I'm going to just do double feet because I already warmed mine up this morning. But if this is your first attempt at it, do a ball rolling or do 1 foot at a time. But I'm going to do both my feet twice through. So we're going to stretch your toes really wide if you're doing the toe raises. You're going to make sure your knees stay soft when you're doing this. You're going to lift your big toes up and draw them in towards each other. If you're rolling a ball, just roll the ball nice and slowly underneath your feet. So choose what you want to do. And then I'm going to lift all my toes up and place my big toes down. And then lift all my toes up, place my little toes down. And lift all my toes up and place my big toe and my little toe down. Then I'm going to lift all my toes up and I'm going to place them down again. Hi, good morning, everyone. Then we're going to lift our big toes up. Jill and I thought it was just going to be us for a bit, and then Gillian joined, and then you've all come. And then lift them all up, and then place your big toes down, and lift them all up, and then place a little toe down, and lift them all up. I saw Jill this morning when I was dropping my kids off at school, and dropped the big toe and the little toe, but I was running to keep up with scooters. And then lift them all up and place them all back down. Good. Then I made the Mexican wave twice through. So we're going to go big toe, then next toe, then next toe, then next toe, then next toe. So you think about the effect this is having. If you think that you're stretching one part of a tube and the top part of the tube's your head. So as you lift all your toes up, you're stretching the back section of this tube. Now, as we put the toes back down again, we're releasing, slowly releasing that back section of the tube, apart from the big toe, which is the anterior section. Whooped. Okay, there's a wee bit of anatomy while we start class. Then top of the foot stretch. Excellent. And then the other side. And we're going to use Venus and Athena as our warm-up. So the Venus position is this position, hands out towards the side. So all the names from Hypopressives are named after female goddesses. Feet are hip distance apart from the sunbathing pose, which is just named after women. And then you've got any time. And then we're going to press our arms back the way. So we're really focusing on tensioning. We're tensioning our whole body by doing this. So if you think the reciprocal effect of pressing your arms back, how that feels in the back of your body and how far down your legs it goes. So release them, relax them for a moment, and then press them back again and feel how you tension other parts of your body by tensioning this. Armpits draw towards your hips. Be aware of how that feels. Balance points forward on the balls of our feet. Feel how that feels. You should be really switching on your posterior chain. And then you want to press the back of your head against the wall, but keep your chin kind of drawing in the way. So we're not arching our chin up towards the ceiling when we do this. We're drawing in. We're trying to look straight ahead. Relax your jaw. Knees are soft. 3 nice slow breaths. Take your time with your breathing. So as you're breathing, so just in your own time for these 3 breaths. As you're breathing, I'd like you to think about your feet expanding, your knees expanding, your pelvis expanding, your whole chest area expanding, your head expanding, your hands expanding. And as you exhale, think about them all drawing into the center, like everything is pulling into the center. 3 breaths like this, nice and slowly. Really focus on that really slow inhale and really slow exhale. Take it super slowly. Good. And after your 3rd one, you're going to pause and slowly open your ribcage, nice and slow. As you open your ribcage, you're thinking about your ribcage, the opening of your ribcage being an extension of this lifting breath that we were using. So it's just continuing that lengthening up the way. Good. And then from here, we're going to take our hands into the next Venus position, is a shoulder height, into a T position when you're ready. So just move at your own pace though. Again, we're thinking about pressing the back, and feel the difference now when you press it back, your arms back against that imaginary wall. Feel the difference in the shoulders. So you're using more of the upper quadrant of your back muscles. Armpits draw towards your hips, gazing straight ahead. Balance point is forward, lengthening from one hand all the way through to the other hand, as well as lengthening from your feet all the way up to the crown of your head. Good, and reaching from one foot to the other hand. Think of this nice expanding breath as you think about this whole lengthening of your body. On your 3rd one, when you arrive there, you're pausing. Just pausing, you've already started this upward movement with the exhale. Pause that upward movement for a minute and then continue it with your ribcage. Good. And then from there, when you are ready, you're going to shake your arms off first because we've been doing a lot of holding tension there. So it'll be feeling harder than when we move. So then from here, we're going to take our hands out towards the side to our downward V again and feel our back when we're ready. Good. Shake those arms off, Jill, before you get started. Press the arms against the back. Feel where you feel that in your body. Feel how far up your neck that feeling goes when you're pressing back as well. Now bring your hands up to 2nd position and feel the change in the back muscles. So less neck, more mid-back. Then we're going to bring them all the way up into our upward V. Feel where that is. We're drawing our shoulders down our back now. I'm really feeling that stretch from our feet up to our fingers. Press your arms back. 3 nice slow breaths here. Relax your neck. Make sure your neck is super relaxed. Your jaw is relaxed. Your toes are relaxed. It's important they're relaxed too. Good. 3 nice slow breaths here. Really feeling these tensioning points. Feeling this lengthening through your body. Each time you exhale, you're getting a little bit longer. Until on the penultimate one, when you open your rib cage, you're really increasing the length across the fascia chains. Perfect. And when you're ready to inhale here, you're going to just shake these wrists off, shake the shoulders off, shake it all off, bounce on your heels a little just to shake your nervous system back away. Ooh, bounce, 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 bounce. Okay, so now we're going to add the internal rotation to this. So what we're doing is we're doing the venous stretch, but then we're adding more to the stretch. So stretching our hands out towards the side, thinking about that lengthening across your shoulders. Then we're winding from our wrists, our elbows, and to our shoulders, and then bending our arms and bringing them in. Now, added to the press back. So you still think about pressing back with these arms slightly, even though they're in front of your body. You're pressing down with your fingers as well, or your hands towards the floor. Good. 3 nice slow breaths here. So feel where that feels in your body as you start to breathe. Make sure your balance points forward, that you're lengthening through your body. And Caroline, if you're sitting, make sure you're thinking about your sit bones, yeah? 3 nice slow breaths. So really focusing on that movement coming from there. Good. Each time you exhale, you're really focusing on this idea of this breath squeezing into the center and lifting. Everything is lifting off, basically from your feet. It's as if we're lifting away from the floor all the time. So we're constantly fighting gravity in these poses, especially standing poses. Really feel that lifting away. Good. Take it nice and slowly, and remember that continuation of the exhale is the apnea breath. Nice wide rib cage. Think about your back body breath as well, breathing into the back of your bra strap. When you're ready here, you're going to feel how your back feels before you move, and then move your hands up into your second position. Remember, you want to think about your shoulders heavy on the wall behind you, even though you're leaning forward. You're pressing with your hands towards the front and nudging with your elbows. Make sure your neck is still relaxed. Good. Relax your jaw. Good. Again, here is real focus on lifting away from the floor with your feet. So we're really engaging through the whole back line of your body. Good. It's actually harder doing the beginning poses, I think. You've got to hold them for so much longer. So 3 nice slow breaths. And then when you do the apnea breath, it's this really slow, gradual move up. Good. Keep thinking, nudging the elbows. Keep thinking this expansion and contraction. And when you're ready to inhale here again, you're going to shake these guys off. Good. Give your shoulders a roll. Good holds, ladies. They're fantastic. Well done. Good. Really nice. Okay, so from here, we're going to start at level 1, at position 1, and we're going to move up to position 3. So we feel this happening. Now, remember, at position 3, this is the longest length we can get with our fascia. So we're thinking about length. So stretch your hands out into your venus position. Press your arms behind that imaginary wall behind you. And then we're rotating our shoulders in the way into our first position. Pushing down with the armpits, still pressing those arms backwards, but keeping them forwards. So we've got just the tensioning. Armpits draw towards your hips. Then bring them up to your second position. Shoulders heavy on that wall behind you. And then all the way up to your third position. Being careful that as you come up to your third position, you keep your body beautifully aligned. So you've got this full stretch, not so much stretch, but lengthening through your body. Shoulders draw down your back. Balance points forward. 3 nice slow breaths here. Think about pushing the ceiling away with your hands or the wall in front of you, depending on the position of your arms. Keep drawing the shoulders down the back, even though you think about lengthening away from the floor with your feet, like you're about to jump. It's as if you're trying to press the top of your head up towards the ceiling, really lengthening, but keeping your eye line straight ahead. So we've got this length, and it comes like almost through the whole center of you towards the crown of your head. Armpits nudge towards the floor. Elbows nudge towards the side. Jaws relaxed, necks relaxed. Toes are relaxed, knees are relaxed. Good. 3 deep, slow breaths. Each time you exhale, think about that rising breath until your third one, when you add the rib opening and rise even further. Really feel that lengthening through your body, creating space. That's what we're essentially doing, creating space. And again, when you need to inhale, you're going to inhale and shake your wrists off, shake your arms off, shake your elbows off. Okay, so now we're going to go into our next position, which is like a forward fold position. This is the position that's done the worst sometimes. So we're going to start with quite a shallow inclination. So we're not going to come really far down. So we're thinking we want to have our beautiful alignment start with, make sure your glutes are relaxed. Now, the pretext of this is if we're thinking that we're lengthening all the time, then this position, what we're trying to do is create more length by creating this kind of lengthening of the glutes or widening of the glutes. So when we do the hip hinge forward, we're trying to create more length. We're trying to almost like pull the backs of our heels all the way up by using our glutes. It's like we're folding our back line over our body by pressing it forwards. So all we're going to do is from our upright position, we're going to think lengthening, and then we're going to forward fold just a little bit to start with. Not much, just with your arms out in front of you. So they're not going to do any supporting with your arms. We're just thinking, I want you to really visualize that length as if you're pulling from your heels all the way up through, and you've got a little bit more length by folding. Then hands just lightly on the tops of your thighs. We want to think nice and open across your shoulders as well. It's a tiny, shallow little movement. Balance points forward on the balls of your feet. And I want you to imagine somebody's pulling your head to the corners of the room as well. So we've got this lengthening from your heels all the way up through your body. 3 nice slow breaths here in your apnea breath. We're intended to keep our ears and shoulders in a nice straight line here. So this is really like a continuation of this posterior line and this lengthening. So take your time with your breathing. Breathing here, we want to make sure that when we fold forward that we haven't arched our back. So I'll bring my arm out the way. So you're not arched your back here. So you're keeping your rib cage in line with your pelvis. Take it super slowly. 3 nice slow breaths here. And as you do the apnea breath, you're really thinking about extending that length, like you're trying to pull further away from your heels. Good. And when you need to inhale here, you can inhale in position and you're just going to unhinge yourself. Okay, shake your feet off. So you should have been working them pretty hard there, just by forward folding. Good, nice hold, Gillian. Good, Caroline. So the next one we're going to do, we're going to forward fold a little bit deeper. So the only reason that we forward fold any deeper is not to show that we can get further down. It's just to do this longer stretch of our posterior chain. So we're going to be in our upwards position. You're going to come as far as is comfortable for you this time. So soft knees are important. Then it's as if we're lifting ourselves up and out of our pelvis and forward folding and really lengthening that back line and come to where you feel comfortable. We're gazing straight down towards the floor. So we want to make sure that we're still lengthening through our spine. And I want you to really think that somebody's got, almost like they've got a wire, or not wire is not a nice word, they've got something soft like fabric they're pulling from your heels. They're pulling all the way up through the back chain of your body, all the way over your glutes and all the way out the crown of your head. So there's this lengthening forwards. Hands are on the tops of your thighs. Nice length across your shoulders as well. It's like somebody's pulling your shoulders towards the sides. And 3 nice slow breaths whenever you're ready, or if you've already started, great. Armpits are still drawing towards your hips. So we're still drawing ourselves, that part of our body down the way as we pull up from the other part of our body. So we've got like different forces and actions happening. Balance points forward. 3 nice slow breaths here, really controlled. And as you do your apnea breath, it's this organic continuation of the stretch through your body. Stretch lengthening is the right word. I'll tell you why stretch doesn't work in a minute. My new language. Good. And wiggle your toes. When you're ready, inhale here. And exhale, we're just unhinging back up again. Shake your legs off again. So we're going to start adding the curl to this. Now, when we think about the fact that when we forward fold it, what we're trying to do is stretch, lengthen. So the reason we don't say stretch is this. So if you stretch something, it means you've stretched it so that it can't be repaired. It's beyond repair. So if you were to take a child's slinky, for example, and you were just to lengthen it and pull it backwards and forwards, it could always go back into position. And that's what happens with collagen or your skin. Now, so when you lengthen it, it can always go back into position. It can always be repaired. It might take longer, but it can be repaired. But if you like really pull a child's slinky, to the point where you know where it can't be repaired and you have to tell them you're putting it in the bin and they're all gutted and everything. That means it's been stretched. So the same thing happens in our body. So say when you've been pregnant, if you have stretch marks, even though you can make them look aesthetically more pleasing from the outside, the tissues inside are still stretched. They're not going to change, you know, they're not going to go back to the tissues that they were before. So the idea of stretch is something that can't be repaired so much, whereas a lengthening is something that's a normal anatomical thing we do with our bodies. Does that make sense? Hope so. Okay, so let's add then how do we break that? So let's add the curls. We're going to add the neck. So as we forward fold this time, we're thinking about our stretch, our lengthening coming from our heels all the way up through over our bottoms, coming up, and then we want to make it even longer. So to make it even longer, we're going to start curling our head, just our neck, around this imaginary ball. So we're going to do this during the apnea breath, so you don't have to hold it so long because this is such a slow pose. So we're going to have hands in first position. We're going to forward fold. So we've got this nice forward fold to where you like to be. And then we are going to do 3 nice slow breaths. And then as you do your apnea breath, you're going to lengthen even further. So as your rib cage opens, you can continue that lengthening from your rib cage all the way into your neck. So take your time when you're ready. Start with a nice long spine. And then we're going to do 3 nice slow breaths here. And then your apnea breath. Take it super slow. So each time you exhale, you're thinking about that length further. Each time you inhale, you're feeding these muscles with oxygen. And then as you do your apnea breath, really visualize that ball underneath your chin. As you curl and lengthen, 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 lengthen. Think about that pull coming from your heels all the way up. Lovely. Good. And when you finish that one, you're going to uncurl your neck and come back up standing. So we're going to continue that. So the thoracic curl that we do is a continuation of that. We're trying to pull even further away from our heels. So we're going to start again in our forward fold position, thinking about that lengthening already. Balance point is forward, so we're really testing our posterior chain. 3 nice slow breaths here. Let's do 3 and 6 and then move from there. Ready to inhale. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3. Think about your sitting bones. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Close your mouth and nose. Pause. Open your ribs. Start to open, 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 open. And then curling your neck. And then you're curling the thoracic spine, keeping your shoulders nice and wide. So we are literally trying to pull those back extensions and really curl them round, making all this length. Hold for as long as you can. And when you need to inhale, you're going to inhale here and exhale, come back up to your standing position. Perfect. So we're going to do the same thing again with our lumbar spine. So we're adding our lumbar spine in. And the important thing with this pose is that you keep your shoulders nice and wide. It is literally like you've taken their back extensors and from your lower back, and you're stretching them up and over with your spine. Okay, so forward fold to begin. Balance points forward. Lengthen, lengthen, lengthen. Feel that length from the heels. Ready to inhale. Inhaling, 1, 2, 3, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Close your mouth and nose. Pause. Then continue that lengthening. Rib cage, neck, rib cage. Hands slide down to the top of above your knees. Curl your lumbar spine. Look for your belly button with your eyes. Really try and take your head. It's as if you're trying to lengthen the back of your head down towards your heel. Really open up the spine. When you need to inhale here, we're going to inhale in position. And then as we exhale, we're going to come back up. So we're going to come lumbar spine, thoracic spine, neck, and then back up. Good. Shake it off. Okay, so we're going to do that one more time, but we're going to start from our top position. We're going to curl all the way down, and then we're going to do some spine poses to finish, because this is a beginner's class. So we've got feet hip distance apart. Knees nice and soft, neutral pelvis, rib cage stacked. Balance point shifts forward onto the balls of our feet. We find that stretch in our body from the heels up to the crown of the head, and then we find the stretch from the back line through our arms. Press these arms against this imaginary wall behind you. Twist from the wrists, the elbow, the shoulders, into your first position. Still keeping all that tensioning. Then we're going to think about lengthening even further by forward folding. So fold your body into what's your nice natural, however deep you want your forward fold. Balance points forward. 3 breaths here. Think about that length from your heels all the way through to the crown of your head. Think about pulling your feet away from the floor. Ready to inhale. Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 1, 2, 3, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Close your mouth and nose. Pause. Slowly continuation that rise and lengthening away by lifting your ribs, curling your neck, curling your thoracic, sliding your hands down as you curl your lumbar. Look for your belly button with your eyes. Really lengthen through your spine. Think about your head being drawn all the way down. That leg's coming from your heels though, all the way up through. When you need to inhale, inhale here. And then slowly roll yourself back up. Brilliant, well done. So that is the forward fold position. Now we're going to go to the floor and do some lying down. So let's do that. We've got 5 lovely minutes of supine work. Okay. So continuing this idea of lengthening today that we're looking at, we are going to stretch our legs really nice and long, and we're going to have them hip distance apart. Don't worry, if you're adjusting cameras, I'll wait, so don't worry. We've got a nice heavy pelvis on the floor, nice heavy rib cage on the floor, and we're recreating the Venus pose here on the floor. So we're going to have our palms facing down towards the back, up towards the sky, backs of our hands on the floor in a downwards V. I want you to find that tension that we were trying to find standing, but on the floor, like we're trying to press the floor away, keeping the back of your rib cage lovely and heavy on the floor. So we're not pressing and popping our rib cage off the floor. We want to think about that length. So I would like you to think about drawing from your heels, as if you're pulling from your heels all the way up through the backs of your legs, through your calves, through your thighs, through your bum, through your back extensors, through the backs of your ribs, all the way up through the crown of your head. And that same stretch coming from your fingertips all the way back up into your body as you still stretch out from your shoulders to your fingers. There's beautiful lengthening going on. Ready to inhale. 3 nice slow breaths. Think about your whole body inhaling. Inhaling. 1, 2, 3, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Close your mouth and nose. Pause. Slowly opening that rib cage and really feel that extension or lengthening, continuing with that rib opening. As we draw any pressure away from our pelvis, we're lifting not just from the rib cage though, that lift is coming from the heels, from the knees, from the pelvis, then into the rib cage, then further up, continuing all the way out of your body. So we've got beautiful lengthening. Then from here, we're going to cross our right leg over the left leg at the ankle. We're going to have our right hand in front of our body, palm facing towards the ceiling, and our back of our left hand on that palm. And now I want you to find that tensioning again, like we're holding a bag of sugar. And then we're going to draw that same bag of sugar with the same tension down towards our pelvis. Almost when you draw your hands down, it's as if you're pushing through something quite tough to get them down there, but keep your rib cage on the floor. Now think about that length again, from those heels all the way up through your body to the crown of your head. When we do the apnea breath, we're going to move our hands super slowly, accentuating that apnea breath as we go and that lengthening. Ready to inhale. Inhaling. 1, 2, 3, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Rib cage on the floor. 1, 2, 3, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. 1, 2, 3, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Close your mouth and nose. Pause. Open your ribs as you move your hands for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale wherever you got, and on the exhale, swap everything over. Okay, so this is our last pose. Pull back with our heels. Left hand is in front of our body, right hand is above it. Bring them down. Think about that tension as if you're pushing your arms down as you go, and it's that same tension you're going to come back up. Ready to inhale. Inhaling 1, 2, 3, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. 1, 2, 3, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. 1, 2, 3, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Close your mouth and nose. Pause. Open your ribs. That opening of our ribs, we're going to intensify by moving our arms nice and slowly, taking your time. We're going to move for another 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhaling here. Exhaling, shaking your wrists off, shaking your legs off. We're going to take our right foot and place it on our left knee. So again, we're trying to create length where we've been compacting. So we've been standing. So we're going to try and create length in our hips and our back. So we're going to glue the leg to our knee, and we're going to take our foot down towards the floor, still glued to our knee. Then we're going to draw. So we're going to create space in our back by drawing our right leg in towards our body, and stretch the left arm away and look along the left arm. Good. That's good. So this, we're trying to create length in those bits that we've been kind of almost like contracting a bit. They've been working against gravity. Excellent. Hold that until you feel it starting to release a bit, like you've got a little bit more space, and then swap and do the other side. So same thing, you put the knee on, so I've got my left foot on my right knee, and I'm taking my right knee still with the left foot stuck to it to the floor. And then I'm grabbing my left leg with my right hand and pulling it into my body as I stretch my left hand away and look along my left hand. And just breathe. Nice deep slow breaths here.